Welcome back to another live with me and Dr. Melissa Bird, doing our thing, chatting about stuff. I was giving the tech a little minute here because it looked like it was having a time, but I think we are good now. So,
I mean, maybe we are.
Oh, and then she disappeared on me. So we'll give her a minute to come back. But we are live again to talk about the seasonal transitions that are happening in the world right now and all of the wonderful and beautiful seasonal blooming that is happening. And we are back. It's all good.
Let's start over.
Hi. So, hello, welcome to another live. We are live today to talk about sowing the seeds of love as we find ourselves in this space between spring equinox and Beltane that's coming up here in just about 3 weeks now. What?
How we just did this?
Just did spring equinox, right? That was like yesterday, right?
How is that 3 weeks ago?
I'm stunned by the moving of time, but here's the thing. I'm
stunned by the moving of time.
I am.
Wait, I gotta write that shit down. That is too good. Pulls out journal,
as we do in the middle of our lives. Like, the only real sense of time that exists is what is happening with the plants around you, what's happening in the weather systems, what's happening in the sun and the moon, because the rest of it is made up. It's certainly hurtling forward way too fast, is my opinion. But we're live today to chat about Beltane, about the seeds that we're planting, about the love that we need to have here for our fellow collective, because damn.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time we were live, I know we're talking about the returning of the light and how we did feel this hope coming through and that we needed to hold down the faith and all of that stuff. And I feel like that's continued to build. And other shit has continued to build. And we continue to weave in this deeper relationship with the earth that sustains us. That's where I've been.
So I was just telling you that I just finished reading this book called Theo of Golden. For all of you who listen to this, I don't care if it's 10 years from now because everything lives on the internet forever. You have to read that book. I've been reading since I was 3 years old, and it is easily maybe the top 1 or 2 books I've ever read in my entire life. And it's a masterpiece on humanity. But one of the things that struck me so much throughout the reading of that book was how much we focus on when we interact with people. We want to talk about what their joys are, what's making them happy, what's going on in their lives that's good. And one of the premises of the book is that we actually connect in sorrow. That all of us have experienced moments of deep sorrow. And that is where the beauty and the cracks are in our shared humanity.
Yeah.
It is so good. And I just keep thinking of all the beauty of spring and the beauty of this season. And we're moving into Beltane and we're moving into, these months of growth and new little blossoms and blooms every day. But I'm thinking about how I actually wrote this down. I have to find my little note here. Where the hell is it? Okay, come on. It's in the church bulletin from Easter from yesterday, before the baptism. Okay. The story of life is the story of the depths of sorrow and the depths of joy. And that what we go through as people, which is becoming more and more heightened as things become more and more polarizing, is that as we are experiencing more and more intense sorrow about what's happening in the world around us, or even in our own personal lives, the intense joy that we experience is also a part of this experience.
Yeah.
And the Beltane is an honoring of that, right? Like it's an honoring of this cycle of the year where we are in immense joy and celebrating the joy of that season while also holding the richness of our human experience in reality.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, I clearly need to read this Theo of Golden book because my writing is all about grief and sorrow. I mean, I have a novel called The Wind Sings Sorrow back here, right? Like humanity is this duality, and Beltane is a duality. Beltane is really this divine merging, right? It
Yeah.
is this, whether it is in in the actual sexuality of the joining of two people or the joining within ourselves. Like it is this reminder of almost this height of life, right?
Yeah.
Beltane is this like height of life in juxtaposition with what we might view Samhain as sort of the gateway portal to death.
Mhm.
And so this is a really important moment to acknowledge that duality
Yeah.
and how birth happens and how we co-create with the planet and each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
And that we can lose. Things are fragile and tender, and
Yeah.
there is a lot to grieve, and accepting our joy means accepting our grief.
Well, and the like in this sensual, exploratory, expansive celebration of life, that 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 there is grief. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I've really been thinking. I think that as we're entering into Beltane and we're thinking about what it means, and I don't know what it means. I mean, it means something different for all of us, even though there's these overarching themes about Beltane. But like, I just keep thinking about like, how are we holding ourselves in this tender, expansive, beautiful space of acknowledging who we are as people as we look in the mirror and really honoring our beauty with our lumps and our bumps and our bruises and our experiences. Like how are we honoring the beauty of who we are individually and as a collective? And I think that's what spring teaches us. Like spring teaches us that these individual plants, when you put them all together in a group and call it a garden, they all pop off at different times and do different things and show who they are, but they are also like of themselves beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I'm going with that. It's just
I mean, I love the garden, the concept of the garden as a metaphor for our life. I've written extensively about gardens as metaphors for life, right? And yeah, like I'm looking out into our garden right now. We planted all of this lettuce weeks ago. None of it is sprouting. I think we have like one seed that came through,
oh,
right? Meanwhile, the beets are really taking off, and they're the trap beets. They're not even the ones we want to eat. They're the ones that we want. Clyde, if you've ever watched us before, you know about Clyde the groundhog. Like Clyde, those are for Clyde to eat, but they're coming in great. The stuff that's for us to eat is not, right? So it's this sort of process. But meanwhile, the daffodils are opening, and the dandelions are all over the place, and the bluebells, and the grape hyacinths, and the little irises, and like there's just all of this beauty that's abounding, and yet we're contending with, and what we wanted to grow is not. And that's part of this balance in this season too, is there is so much beauty to bask in,
mhm.
and things popping off in different times and ways, and things we didn't even realize were growing that are sprouting in our lives. And then there's the rub of where the ego gets upset that things aren't going the way that we want them to. And I think about our topic of sowing the seeds of love. And very recently, if you know me, you know I talk about unconditional love all the time. Like, that's my shtick. I'm all about the unconditional love. That is 1 in 9 people, for the record, believe in unconditional love. But another human being, Jennifer Arezzo, on a podcast recently, we were having a conversation, and she mentioned there is only love. There's no such thing as unconditional love, because the second you've put conditions on it, it's no longer love. And I was like, oh, what a different way to frame that. But it really made me think about this. As we're sowing seeds of love, it's accepting things without condition, loving our life even when things aren't going exactly according to plan, loving nature even when she's not growing what we hoped she'd grow. You know, being able to stand in our power and our love in the collective, even when the collective out here is doing shit that we can't even wrap our minds around.
Well, but I think that's really about, like, Beltane to me is like this opportunity to honor the divinity within all of us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, there's like this real connective moment of just like collective, connective, I don't know, like honoring the divinity in all of us, even in those of us that we, just can't.
Just can't is a great way to put it.
I give you the president of the United States of America. Like, in my church, in the Episcopal Church, we pray for the president every week. And man, sometimes that's a rough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
But if you think about it in this idea of divinity, and you think of it in this idea of like the collective acknowledgement that everyone is here to have this human experience, it makes it so that you're not praying for their salvation. It's just this prayer that goes out in the world. And I keep thinking of Beltane, like I think of the celebration of Beltane and the creation of these bright, beautiful, sensual moments, as like really digging into like the fullness of that divinity
Yeah.
and offering ourselves an opportunity to experience the visceral sensuality of the moment while holding all of the sorrow and grief at the same time.
Mm. The visceral sensuality of the moment juxtaposed against all the other shit, right? We really struggle as humans to hold that. And I think that one of the biggest things I continue to see so many beloved fellow humans struggling with is this idea that because there's so much suffering in the world right now, that they themselves need to constantly be suffering in response.
Right.
And I know we've talked about this before, but I feel like it's still here for the collective to work with. And that's where I invite you this season to really be in, how do I bring in more of that joy for myself and that sensuality? Because chances are you are a person who is feeling big feelings about the state of the world.
Mhm.
And that's valid. That's like, I've been really contending with how much I care, being both what I've perceived as my greatest weakness, but also my biggest strength. I know so many out there also care so deeply about what's happening to your fellow humans. That does not mean that you have to cut yourself off at the knees and not live your life and continue to have the energy to sow your seeds of love out in the world, and have the ability to sit back and pray for others, right? And have a moment of peace where you can pray for others. Like, that in of itself is a blessing when there's suffering in the world. So to really tune into these moments of peace, these moments of presence, these moments of blooming that are happening, to be able to receive that energy as, yes, we acknowledge the reality of other
I
circumstances.
just think the idea of like sowing the seeds of love is not about this glorified, like self-flagellant bullshit, codependent love, right?
Right.
Like I feel like it's about just this deep connection to the planet and to our shared humanness and seeing ourselves as deeply flawed people in a world that wants to keep us in that place of only acknowledging our flaws without honoring our beautiful humanity.
You know, the King of Cups came up this morning in my collective reading for the week. And the message that was coming through there was really like to acknowledge what your strengths are that are working out. What's working for you? Where are you successful in your standing in this loving present energy? And
Mhm.
to be more of that, like to embody more of what is really working for you, what is really a joy for you, where do you really feel successful, because that's how you are showing up probably the most effortlessly in the world, which is how we give our love out. It's not this intellectual, I need to think about taking actions to prove that I love, that I the codependency, right? Like the
Mhm.
I'm not worthy, I need to prove that I am. No, just how do you walk about life in this grace of who you are
Mhm.
and the gifts that you have to share.
Mhm.
And that's, I think about the ancient Beltane rites that we've all heard of, where the men and women would go frolic in the hills and disappear together, right? They weren't showing up with a performance. They were showing up with, hello, I'm in my like
Yeah.
goddess energy. You want some, right? And they just sowed the seeds of love.
Yeah. It's so good. And I love that coming together of the masculine and the feminine with the maypole. Like the pole is the masculine and the ribbons are the feminine. And
Mm.
it's really yummy.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit about the Beltane symbolism, right? Because yeah, like you look outside, if you're in the northern hemisphere right now, things are blooming. They're much more green than they were. Though it's gonna be below freezing tonight here, by the way, and I'm not pleased about it
You know?
because we're gonna have to go cover things up. But anyway, the lovely symbolism that's here, the blooming, the maypole. So if you're not familiar with the maypole, big old rod, big old phallic symbol sticking out of the earth
Yeah.
with the dancing and the playing around and spinning the ribbons
Yeah.
around
It's so
the maple.
lovely. I love the maypole so much. And I love that I love just um the collective beauty of feeling all of this like so deeply internalized is where it's the entrance into summer, right? Like it is the exact midpoint between spring and summer. And so it's this entrance into what is the summer harvest going to bring us? Like, what are we being called into? And really feeling that deeply in our bones and feeling it deeply within ourselves and like really honoring just the pure joy of the symbolism of those things is just it's lovely. It's such a lovely time of year. I think the Beltane it offers it offers a little hedonism.
I would say of the holidays, yeah, it's the
A
most.
hedonistic holiday, right?
Yeah.
And just to have a good time. And I'm hoping that when we do this Beltane ritual, that's what happens is that people come in and have a really good time.
Yes, and have that permission to
Mhm.
have a good time in their lives, right? That's so much of what I think our rituals together are about, is just really giving each other permission, because we have to remember to give ourselves permission too.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of permission giving of like, live your life and be in the moment of what is here. And Beltane brings this lush, full bloom. I love that gateway into summer, right? That creative fire that's rising within us and this sensuous love of life. Like
Mhm.
that's the energy we're going to be playing with in our ritual
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. It'd be delightful.
It's going to be juicy. And
Mhm.
yeah, if you don't know about that, safrianna.com/seasonal. Also on drmelissabird.com, you can find the latest rituals that we are doing. We love them. They're just little 90 minutes. The next one coming up, Beltane, Friday, May 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And they're just so much fun. It's hard to believe also it's like we're almost to our
Well,
full
that's
year.
a great point. I know. It's crazy.
And yeah, almost to the halfway point of this year already. How
I don't know.
time?
Time. What is time?
What is time? So I wanted to pull a card today as like a spring into summer activation for people. I'm going to pull from sacred geometry activations. I've been loving this deck as just like what's the energy upgrade that's here? What is this like divine force in a way, energetic force to work with? And so this poll is for us for Beltane. And this next few weeks leading up to Beltane. And it is the frequency of change.
Oh, nice. It's a pretty card.
Yeah. So we've got this beautiful radial symbol here. This pretty much has every color of the rainbow in it.
Beautiful.
It's very beautiful. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Ooh, that just gave me goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
I really see this as this duality dance, you know, as we step away from the old and step into the new, as we go inward and outward, as we are in this ability to dance, right? We can dance on our own. We can dance with a partner. We can dance with multiple parts of ourselves. This is inviting us to be in a season of dancing with the duality within us, to see if there's a change we need to make to create a new duality.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, we're always on spectrums. So maybe our spectrum needs a little upgrade, is what I'm getting here.
Mm-hmm. I pulled a card from the Beltane Oracle deck.
Beautiful.
Love. It's one of my favorites. And it is the Oracle card.
Mm.
Not pretty?
Yeah.
I love it. Spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown. Tell me tales of the forbidden. Love.
Mm.
Lovely. Hold on.
Some juicy, juicy fun.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. The spirits. This is, you have received invitations from the spirits, your ancestors, and other benevolent, otherworldly beings. They've been waiting for you to seek their wisdom. Access to the spirits is always available to you, but you must communicate with them in their language. They speak to you in the silence of nature and symbols and the moods that are all around you, that you may hear their whispers in the darkness of your mind. Illuminated guidance is being offered to you. Lovely. Lovely.
Mm.
Yeah, so pay attention to the messages you're getting between now and Beltane.
Yeah. And I heard in there that invitation to be with nature and
To
listen.
be with listen. Yeah.
Listen.
It's nature. It's telling us an awful lot right now.
It really is. It really is.
She's not in the mood.
Yeah.
She's not in the mood.
Yeah. Sincerely, we humans get our shit together. So I love these messages. I love these messages.
They're fun.
Yeah. And, you know, we just want to encourage each and every one of you to find your own unique relationship with Mama Gaia and to be love in your own way.
Yeah.
Your way, not our way, your way. We all have something beautiful and unique to give.
Love is everywhere. It's totally accessible. It exists all over. If you just look at what the trees are doing right now. That's love.
Mm.
The water, everything. It's just lovely. Right now is lovely.
Yes.
Thank
you.
I'm going to go look at my garden now.
I know. I'm like thinking about my ferns outside and wanting to go be barefoot.
Go look at the curly Q of the fern. So delicious.
So good. All right. We love you all so much. Come play in the portals with us. Come join the shenanigans if you're feeling called to it. And otherwise, know that we just love you.
Thanks, y'all, for watching. And thanks, Soph. I love you.
I love you too. All right. Bye.